partnered with Kane Park for the Sip at Kane, Cleveland Heights' first wine and beer festival, September 23rd from 2 to 8.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Pull-Up Experience. We have another great episode for you guys today. This is episode 151, by the way, y'all. We just got done celebrating episode 150, and what better way to come off of that than have Miss Ashley Renee come on and tell us about how she's an influencer. I don't want you to understand what it means to be an influencer. Like, you got to be able to influence some things to be an influencer, right? Right. You know, and then how she leverages social media, and how she balances working and still staying capable at the same time. So without further ado, Miss Ashley, how you doing today?
Hello, hi. Thanks for having me.
Welcome to the Pull-Up. Welcome to the Pull-Up.
I'm glad y'all asked me to pull up.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I want to shout out my boy B Titty because once again, I would see every time I pull up on his social media, I see you. You know, so we'll get into that. We'll get into that a little later on and whatnot. But as everyone knows, on the pull up, we like to start from the very beginning.
Okay.
Rep your hood. Where are you from?
I am from East Cleveland.
I'm sorry.
I graduated Shaw 2010.
So Cardinal for life.
Cardinal for life.
Okay. Are you about that marching band life?
I am not.
Okay.
I wasn't, even though I danced, I wasn't a part of the band. But I'm there in spirit.
I got you. I always assume that anyone from Shaw automatically marching band.
No.
So cool. Okay, so growing up, was entrepreneurship always in your mind, or were you that kid that sold candy? Because everyone had that same story. In school, I used to be that person sold candy on craziness and whatnot. Was business always in your mind, or what did you want to be when you were growing up?
I actually thought that I was going to graduate high school, hop on a Greyhound, and get to New York or something and be on a reality show. So I guess I could say that the influencing thing has been like a part of the thing. My daughter's father always bring up like this particular incident in high school. Like, I went to 2 high schools.
Okay.
So the first high school in the 9th grade, I went to this like charter high school. It wasn't a real high school. That's where I met my daughter's father. And the first year, I was coming from being homeschooled. So I didn't have like any middle school friends or anything. Like, so I was coming in like literally like Mean Girls. Like when she came in and it was like all the wild banshees like just running around. Like, that's how it was for me. I was like, this school, like even though it was a charter school, I'm like, this school is huge. Like I don't know nobody. Like I just felt really awkward. And I used to wear these big bowling bags, like Playboy Bunny bowling bags from Hot Topic. They were huge. And I always thought I was Beyonce, so I would just be like in like 4-inch heels walking around with this big ass bag. Sophomore year, all the girls had.
Oh wow!
All the girls had.
I'm sorry, I made that one time.
Like all the girls was rocking it. Like I was wearing colored contacts. They was wearing colored contacts, and I was like, oh, okay. Like I might have a little juice here. But I thought I was just gonna go to school and be like a social worker. When I went to Baldwin Wallace, I was studying psychology. I had no intentions on doing any of those things. So I guess it was a part of me. It was like it's something that just came easy for me. Like, I already do this. Like the entrepreneurship and influencing, social media, all of that stuff has always been like a hobby until I figured out how to make money from it.
I'm sorry. We'll get into that. We'll talk about that. But I love how you said you know what I'm saying, you seen early on that you have influence. You know, and that people are watching you. And then, because most people, they would say, okay, you watching me, and they would take a negative comment, in the negative commentary, like, no, I want to use it for good versus evil. Right?
I always thought I was Beyonce, so I knew that it was going to be something that like people would like take from my personality or just me being out there. I always dance. I was always doing something. So it was easy for people to be like, oh, okay, because I'm the one that people want to be around. I want to be turned. I want to have fun and all of that. So those things being like personal, like with people, like just being myself, that's just came, like, just being me. Like, that's been the influence.
Yeah.
Like, just being who I am. Like, and that's all that I actually be wanting to do. I don't be trying to influence nobody. I just be
It's
doing
natural,
me.
though.
Yeah, I just be doing me. And if you like it, you know, you can, you know, this how you do it.
Yeah.
But if you don't, that's cool because I'm still doing it.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's been like that for me, like.
Yeah, since the beginning.
Yeah, since the beginning.
That's what's up. And I love. So let me ask you, what reality show were you going to try to be on? If you were going to go to New York?
Okay, so honestly, I was I was homeschooled, so that was really like reality TV was just like, even now still, like, I be in it, invested. I thought I was gonna be on Real World.
You know what? Hold on. I want to understand. Real World. That was my show. You know what I'm saying? Because it got real on the Real World, right?
It got real. The fighting part of it, I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna handle that because I don't like that part of it. So it was like that, and then when the housewives came, I was like, oh, that's even better. I could really do that. Just sit at home and spend somebody else's money. Like, I could do that. So yeah, it was gonna be either I was gonna be a housewife or a crazy wild child on the Real World.
I remember when it was, because typically they don't have one black person. So I'm like, they got two black people in here? Oh man, that's why I'm like, okay.
Oh my goodness! And then when College Hill came out, I was like, oh, this is what I need to be doing. Yeah.
Okay, so you went to school for social work or whatnot. When did you realize, like, this ain't what I want to do?
My third year. Went all the way to the end of my third year, and I was like, I'm not coming back next year. I need to figure something else. But it wasn't, I was like, oh, it took me a while to get to the content and the social media and being an entrepreneur. I went through like social work, nursing, and then when I went to aesthetics, because that's what my business ended up being, I owned a salon. When I went to school for aesthetics, I was like, okay, this has to work. Like this, like I have to make this work some kind of way. And I met Q.
Shout out to Q.
Shout out to Q. Love the brother.
Love the brother. Love the sister, right? You know what I'm saying?
Q was working on campus at Baldwin Wallace, and he asked me to come and do the Snack Queen video.
Okay.
And I had never did anything like that. I literally was just like, I don't know why he's asking. I think he asked me on Twitter or something like that, just like randomly, like, you busy today? And I was just like, no, I ain't doing nothing. And he was like, I need you to come and be like, you know, the girl in my video. So I was like a little scared, but I was just like, all right, well, let's just go and see. So I went out there. My dad dropped me off. He like, you about to do what? And I was like, I'm just do this video. I don't know. Yeah. So I went in and we did the Snack Queen video.
Okay. What's by the way, classic, by the way.
Oh my goodness, the most fun. The most fun. We did the Snack Queen video, and then Brian hit me up on Snapchat. And he kept on like hitting me up, and I'm like, he was like saying his little jokes and stuff, and I'm like, this dude is weird. Like, what did he want? Like, I did that one video. I am not no video vixen. Like, leave me alone. And he was like, no, I want you to come do skits. Yeah. And that's when the money started. Like, for me, that's when my mind got to work, and it was like, oh, you could really make something out of this. And so those guys are the guys that steered me into, I guess, believing. Like I said, I always wanted to be on like a reality show or whatever, but in that space, like I thought I had to get out of here to do that.
Yeah, you can do it right here in the city.
Yeah, like I thought I had to leave. Like I said, like I was waiting for my 18th birthday to get that Greyhound ticket and hit the road. And you know, I just didn't, like, my parents, that me going to them and saying, hey, I want to be a reality, like, they never knew that. They probably gonna find out now, like, what you want to do? You've been telling us you wanted to be a lawyer. But they didn't see see that as a job.
Yeah, no.
So I didn't know anything about like how to make money of it. I thought that you literally had to be on TV. You know, you had to be famous. You had to, you know, do all of these things, and then meeting Q and Brian. And Brian had already been doing, like, when I met Brian, he was like, oh, I've been doing this since 2009. I'm like, dude, I was in high school still. Like, you've been doing this since then. Like, and just seeing them and, like, you know, how creative they are with it and everything like that. Like, those, like, them, like, everything, like, I really get from them. Like, especially Brian. I talk to Brian so much about business stuff. Like, what you think about this or what you think about that. So, like, that's what they the ones that made me be like, all right, you got something. Yeah. And then when other people start like vibing with us and liking it and stuff too, Brian was always like, we're gonna be on the Breakfast Club. Like we're gonna like be like he's always like been like, we're gonna be like, so like we gonna get on, we gonna do this, we gonna do that. So my whole thing was like, well, what can we do now?
you said what's next?
Right. What can we make something happen now? So like we made like a whole point of everything that we shot, far as content. We had like our business stuff in it. And like I had everything that I wore was from my products, things that I sold. Like anytime I went out or whatever, like we will always like Brian. I still got Brian's like first like Be Funny shirts and all of that stuff. Like we made sure like you seen
product placement
all the time. Like we did, like it's right here in front of you. Like you don't even need to ask like where you get it from because it's from us. Like so yeah, it was those guys that made me feel like I can take this a little bit more seriously and like move forward with it as far as a career. Like I said, I didn't grow up thinking like you had to be a doctor, lawyer, you gotta work a job. You know, you go to school, you get an education, then you work your job and that's it. The content and all of that stuff, it wasn't a big thing. So it took me a while to get to believe in myself, I guess, and taking it serious. Even now, I just have to get in those moments like, you know, this is something you got to stick with. And I think that is the most important thing that I've grasped from trying to create content that's going to bring me money and staying consistent, you know, like staying consistent. Like I have my days where it's just like I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like doing this. I'm tired. I don't want to put on no makeup. Like I don't want to get dressed. Like it's a lot. But if this is something that you want to do, is something that you have to do. And when we was really at it, like when I was really starting, I feel like that's when I was the hungriest. And it wasn't a moment that we didn't film. Like, we would be filming, like, 8 skits in a day. Like, we literally put it in all day.
Still putting that work.
Yeah, so we could make sure that we had something to constantly put out. Like, we had a schedule. Like, all right, well, today we gonna shoot. Like, it was... That's probably why people think me and Brian in a relationship, because they've never seen us like away from each other. Like we was always together filming. Like that's all. It's like one summer that I think I worked at Medusa. Oh, it was like jam packed. Like sun up, sundown, we filming. It's something that we could film, and then it just, you know, people start expecting it, and like, where's the next one? Like where is it at? Like once we got the word out there and people start like, wait, y'all funny, like, and then like Brian was already doing it. He already a comedian, but then when he like incorporated, and that's a big thing. A lot of people don't be wanting to share that spotlight.
Oh no, shout out to Brian.
Yeah, shout out to sharing the spotlight. Like teamwork, like that's the best thing, because it's like he knows what people to put together.
So I have a story, because I've been in one of Brian's skits, and I remember he called me up, he said, I need somebody light skinned and tall. I'm like, I got you, brother, I got you, right? So he called me, and I went down his apartment and whatnot. So he was doing the 5 heartbeats, you know him, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what do you need me to do? No, I got. And Brian is like a real director. He like, I need you to stand right here and say this line right here. I'm like, okay.
He's funny, but he for real.
He for real. He's like Spike Lee. You know what I'm saying? So I got a couple questions for you because like I love what you said and whatnot. I don't want to start. I want to go back to the beginning because my son, he still on my son. Dad, I want to be a gamer. And like I know for me, the old school me is like, no, you need a job, boy. No, right. But no, but like I feel like the times have changed where these things that people are saying, like influencer, YouTuber, gamer, these are like real positions that people can have in life or whatnot. Yeah. And if you take it seriously and put the work into it, you can do it or whatnot. So that's what's up though.
Yeah, so your question.
So my question to you was, when it comes to creating content, did you have, not saying to saying it, but were you part of the creative process? And then were you able to ad lib? Like how did that, I mean, what was the creativeness, and what part did you have in that when it came to creating content?
So the good thing with, are you saying like in general or with?
In general.
Okay, in general, I try to stick with stuff that is easy for me. It's probably not the best, but right now in the space that I'm in, I try to stuff that either I already do. I think that's the biggest thing, like finding what you like naturally able to do.
I'm sorry.
Which is just naturally, literally, like, I get up, I can just do this without a doubt.
Yeah.
I'm goofy. So, when it came to coming in for Snack Queen or coming in and being like this crazy girlfriend or whatever, I'm gonna have a blast because I don't want to do nothing but act a fool anyway.
I'm gonna ask you because you know what I'm saying. You do a great crazy girlfriend. Would you say that's all acting? Or is that from
experience? See, and I think that it's kind of been like a little double-edged sword kind of, because like I think in my dating life people expecting to get that and it's not like that.
You're very convincing.
Listen, but that's because it's easy for me because I have been in situations. I got friends that's crazy, like sisters that's crazy. Like my sisters, like them the ones like my inspiration. When I need to tap into that, them who I look to, like that part of, like I said, like stuff that's come easy for me. So like, just I guess when you like write music or stuff, like everything that you writing about ain't what you went through personally, but you might have a friend that like Confessions. Everybody thought he was talking about Chili whole time. Jermaine Dupri is the one who's that's.
I did not know that. What?
Yes.
What? It was years later.
It was years later, but yeah, that's not like it. And people felt that, like, oh my God, like, oh my God, like, I can't believe it. But he was just being, like, around his friend who was experiencing that. So it's just like, so no, it's not me. I am actually very boring in real life. It's not. It's just, I just take in everything. Like, I'm a sponge, I'm an elephant. I don't forget nothing. So, like, certain things, I just, like, keep that in. That emotion, I can bring that emotion right back up. What I have on. What I'm supposed to be feeling, where I caught, like, the most recent one, my friend, he was like, I came in 3 o'clock in the morning, she mad. So when I'm slapping on Brian, I'm like, what you doing here at 3 o'clock in the morning? Ain't no man coming in my house at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's just like, I just use life, like, just whatever is around me, I try to soak that in and apply it to what matters.
Do you do like this when I just like
and sing?
Sing.
No. We be having a ball when we film it, so it really turned into like us cracking up or him just being like, you crazy. He lets me, like, for the most part, it's a lot of improv.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that.
Yeah, for the most part, it's a lot of improv. We feed off of each other a lot. So he'll tell me, like, because I asked him a few weeks ago, like, you don't even write scripts no more. He used to come script, everything. Like, you literally think you about to, like, go shoot a movie. Like, you got actually, it's in the script text. It's, like, literally, like, he was, like, on point with it. Now, he be like, you know what you doing. Bring 3 outfits, and this is what we gonna do. And I be like, oh, well, where's the script and stuff? Like, he like, no, I trust you. Like, so he feeds off of me a lot. We feed off of each other a lot.
Good.
Like, we'd be talking about stuff, crazy stuff, and be like, ooh, we gotta skip for that. So yeah, a lot of stuff is just what's happening around. I haven't gotten to a point where I needed to dig deep. And I ain't playing no lawyer or nothing. So I think that's that's helped me so far.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, cause like I like I said, Brian, this man had a whole screen. Like, you want me to say that? And me, I like ad lib. That's why I love the podcast. Everything's ad lib here, right? But he was scripted, and I can't tell. We did like 15 takes of me just messing up one line. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was all bad. Yeah, acting's not my thing. But if you ad lib, oh yeah, all day, cool.
Yeah.
You do that. You know what I'm saying? So my next question to you was like, when it came to creating the content, and then, or not when it came to creating content, when you went from starting out with content to where you are now, how long would you say a skit takes you from when you first started to now? You know what I'm saying? Like from beginning to end.
You know, I am one take Drake.
I'm gonna ask you like.
I am. Listen, what they say, Hov, the only person that don't gotta write.
Yeah, he
just
the
go
boom.
in. That's me. I don't be playing around. I just let me know where I need to be, like where my feelings need to be, and I'm gonna get there. I don't take a lot of time. If we kicking, like talking crap or whatever, the case, and then it'll drag out. But once I get it, I get it. I don't do nothing like he tell me like, oh, we want to do this skit or the idea of it, and that's all that I think about until we film it. Like up until that point where we're about to film, I think about the things that I'm gonna do, things that I could say, things that he might say, you know, just so when those moments come, it won't be like, what should I, like, I'm already, like, once he tell me, like, okay, we gonna do these 3 skits or whatever, that's all that I think about, like, envision myself already filming it. So that's how I'm able to just get in and get out.
Yeah, I got you.
And then I think too help, because we filmed so much, so often, and then it was so frequently that a lot of stuff that maybe some people might need to do, like they gotta read their lines or they like might get nervous or whatever. Like I don't get those jitters. Like I don't even think no more. Like, oh, am I sucking it in good enough? Like I don't even do that. I be like, look, let's get to business. You want me to act crazy? Come on, let's act crazy.
No, that's good stuff. Right there.
So I don't take long at all. Yeah, but I also only ever film with Brian, so that might be one. If I get in the room with somebody else, I was gonna ask you.
I was gonna say how you film with anyone outside of your regular crew, whatnot.
So that I have tried, and I'm so loyal. It's like if Brian is not gonna be a part of it in some kind of way, I don't be wanting to do it so much because I only started doing that because they asked me to, and it's taken until now for me to be like, oh, I could, do this for myself. But initially it was just like, nah, I only do that for him. Like, I'm not going nowhere doing that. It's so many people that ask me like, oh, we should do this, we should do that. Even if Brian give me the okay, I'd be like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, what if it take off? And it's probably wrong to think like that. But like, what if it take off? I don't want it to be. I just feel like I want it to be with my people. Yeah, that's and that's probably the Cleveland in me. that's probably the Cleveland in me that just want just want it, for myself. But I try not to. If it gets to the point where I'm like really taking this seriously, I'll venture out there. But right now, no. I got you. No, and I feel like that's how it should be. Maybe it is a Cleveland thing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Like we gang for real out here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so I get it though. Okay. Yeah. So man, what do you feel like the biggest misconception people have when it comes to creating content? Because I know for a fact, I've created skits in my time. They do not go smoothly at all.
I think that the following, I think, is a big thing that's discouraging with skits and stuff like that for people. And don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about views. Don't worry about likes. Don't worry about none of that. Just get it out there because the stuff that I don't even remember, like videos and stuff that we put out, stuff I don't remember. I'll be in Dollar Tree and like people be like reciting that, and I'll be like. Or they're like, oh my goodness, hey girl. I'm like, who the hell are you?
Like they know you. Like I know you.
Yeah. And they just like, oh yeah, I seen you in that one, and I be like, oh my goodness. So it's just like, if I worry about the likes, I'm like, I know this person, like they seeing it, you know, they got it, they like it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that matters. Cause if they like it, somebody else gonna like it, or maybe not like it. They just gonna watch your stuff and copy it, or whatever the case may be. Just put it out there.
No, that's
like that's just put it out there.
And one thing I get to Brian, like Brian, he drop a throwback real quick or whatnot. Like
oh yeah, that's how you know we really been like not at it, cause he has been dropping. When he start dropping them throwbacks, that mean we ain't been filming.
No, but that's what's up though. I mean the fact that once again, like I know for a fact from a person who posts quite a bit. Don't like I said, don't focus on the views because the side of the heart, people watching it. You just don't. They're not gonna let you know that they're watching it. Though.
Yeah. And you gotta think like people don't think about themselves. All of it don't be hating. All of it don't be as bad, or you know, some of the content is bad. I ain't gonna lie, but I ain't gonna say like that. Some people just don't be thinking about like watching it is enough. Like I know I could catch myself so much. Like I didn't watch so many videos and just not even thought that I liked it and never liked it or whatever, but I actually genuinely like it, you know. So that's why I say, don't worry about the likes, don't worry about the following. My following went from 10K to down, and like, you know, it fluctuates, so you can't, you know, worry about that. I ain't posted nothing and God knows how long, and so many people been hitting me up like, come do my podcast and this. Like,
Appreciate my way. Thank you.
No, I wasn't even talking about you. I talking about the people, the ones I said no to.
Oh damn.
But so many people like, where was y'all at? Where was y'all at when I was down on my knees praying to God? Like, why ain't nobody watching this stuff? Like, you know, where no interaction was happening, so it was discouraging. And then now it's just like. So now I know, like, just put the information out there. Whatever it is, like, if it's something that you want to do and it's something that you feel like is important for, you know, you to get out there, get it out there. Because you never know, like, who might see it, how it might make somebody feel, or anything like that. So get it out there.
That's true.
No,
Get the content out there.
Get it out there. Post. There you go.
Just post.
Get it out there.
Don't think about it too much.
Right. Don't think about it. I think a lot of people they call it paralysis analysis, but I feel like when it comes to posting, they get in this paralysis where they're like, you gotta be perfect. Man, anyone work with me. If you watch the first episode of the podcast versus now, those first episodes were terrible. And they were bad. You know, sound quality is off, but I'm posting anyway because I like to see the progression. And even with Brian's videos, like you see the progression of when he first started to where he is now. You know what I'm saying? And like, I keep going. Like you said, keep doing it. Yeah,
you got to. Don't worry about nothing else because you can make money off of it.
I was gonna get into that.
Yes.
Get into the money part.
Yeah, you can make money off of it. So the crazy thing about it is. So I started taking the content serious with Bryant and Q, but I didn't even have Instagram until I was a part of. It was called like Shameless Ladies or whatever, and we had to post everything that we were doing. Like it was like. I don't want to say a cult, but it was a group, and we were all trying to like get out there. The girl who put it together, she was trying to push her business. We was all like trying to push our businesses and stuff like that. We all were entrepreneurs or beginning to be entrepreneurs or whatever. And she had this schedule that anybody that we worked with within that group, we would post each other.
Okay.
So it would be like, you know, if you did hair and I did lashes, we would switch and we would post, we would go do events, we would go do anything. So that's how I got on social media and figured out like how to work it because I did not know anything. Even now I still be like, what? Like I like the tech stuff is just like after MySpace
Oh, MySpace.
My energy for this stuff just kept dwindling down. Like after all that cold and dough really got to my head because I don't have the energy no more. But after that, like all I had was a Facebook. I didn't have no crazy following or nothing like that. I didn't have no following. Actually, I was like a nobody. I told you I went to 2 different high schools, so like my friend group had split anyways. And then I had my daughter young, so I was like doing other stuff. Like Instagram was like the furthest in my mind. But when she got in, when we were working together, she was like, no, like this is a part of me. And you want to be in my clique, you got to. You got to post.
Get down, lay down.
Yeah,
I got you. Okay.
So we were posting and stuff like that, and I was like, you know what? Let me jump into this. Like I want to do lashes. I was like, I want to do lashes. I'm tired. I was over working, I was over school, I was over, I got into the aesthetics, and I was like, this just gotta work. So I was trying to figure out how. Obviously, you need clients. Nobody know me. If nobody knows me, how am I gonna get the word out there? So when I got a part of that group and we were posting and everything, she was like, you have to make multiple pages. Your personal page is your personal page, but she didn't want to see nobody's kids on there. She didn't want to, it's just like if you got a business, like you need to have a business page. Like she was like, she gave us a lot of information because she did have a really huge following at the time. So it was just like, all right, she knows what she doing. So I started my business page, and my first business, it was Winks. So I started that 10 years ago. It was 10 years on the 26th of July. Thank you. So I started Winks by Ashley Renee, and that was my first business page. And I was like, okay, I'm posting, or whatever. But it was me working with those other ladies and moving around. I had started bartending. I was just like out, and I was hitting the pavement, like however I could. And then every time I was out, I follow me on Instagram or go to my Instagram or
getting the word out there.
Getting the word out there, really like on some street team type, like old school streets. We like tagging the city.
Can't sell your home and tired of carrying that load? Drop the house. Gutter Properties will buy your house as is with offers up to $300,000. Need serious repairs, liens, taxes, or judgments? We'll work through your unique situation to get that house off your back. During your free, no-obligation appraisal, we maintain social distancing and take every precaution to ensure your experience is safe. Drop the house. Gutter Properties. Call us or visit gutterproperties.com today.
Like kind of stuff. So doing that really helped me. I worked a lot, like different photographers, that was like got a little buzz and stuff like that. So they posted me on their social medias because we done did a shoot or whatever the case may be. So then that's bringing more following to everything. But when I started making money from it, that was when obviously I started working with those ladies. We started exchanging services and stuff. So now other people from not a part of our crew or whatever the case, people just randomly following me and stuff like, oh well, I do this or I sell this or whatever. And then that's how the conversation opens up to really what can you do for somebody. Like that's how you gotta position your social media page. What can you give someone in order to make them want to pay you? How can you sell their product and stuff like that? So the only thing that I know how to do is sell me.
I'm sorry.
Like all I know how to do is sell me, be me. So it's just like, all right, we doing these funny videos or whatever. You want me to wear this shirt? I need $25. It came down to that, or just give me free shit, period. Free shit is cheap shit. Anything that hand in hand.
Hand in hand, absolutely.
One hand washes the other.
There we go.
That was really like how I was able to make the money, because it wasn't just my Instagram page no more, my business Instagram. Like, this is yours too, because my following is also, even with Brian, like, these are your followers now too. I'm pushing your product, so one, I have to believe in the product or whatever it is, the t-shirt or whatever it is. Like, is this really cotton? Like, I need to know, because I'm telling these people that I'm wearing this, I'm eating this, I'm drinking this, I'm hanging out here. I need to be able to, you know that this is like for real. So then once people, vibed with it and was like, okay, this worked or that worked, then it just, it kind of just have a domino effect.
Yeah, that's good.
And then when Instagram started paying me, I'm like, I ain't gotta talk to nobody. Well, sign me up, Instagram. Please bring it back.
Hey, you know what? The reels, when they had a reel bonuses.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
that little extra 300.
Yeah.
Ooh, that came in handy.
That's what's up.
But we was like making like our views and stuff. Like our videos was getting like 5,000 views, and we at that time we didn't even have 5,000 followers. Yeah. So that right there is like, we doing the numbers. I don't care about that following. Like, we doing the numbers. Yeah. This, I know that people are watching, and because this is this, and that helped me, with coming into like corporate America and everything like that. Because now it's just like, I like the analytics and stuff. If you want to move forward with content created and monetizing from it, you have to pay attention to those analytics.
That's good.
You have to, once you get to the point, like, and people are reaching out to you and asking you to, promote their brand, come to their spaces or whatever the case is, you have to pay attention to your analytics, because then you like, okay, this is what I bring to the table.
Absolutely. You have literally the actual physical evidence to say, hey, I have value, I have social following, and I can get you this many more clientele. Here go the proof right here.
And not just the following, because people get hyped up. Oh my God, so many bars lose so many people because they look at the girls and they be like, what's your following? And then it's like they look at the numbers. Yeah. This girl can have 100,000 followers and none of those people can buy into her, and it's just following.
It's engagement.
If you don't have the engagement, you don't have the audience, then it's not gonna work. So that's when the analytics come in, because them numbers don't mean, them followers don't mean nothing. Right. If I don't got 10,000 people following me, and I'm able to grasp 10,000 views on a video in a few hours. What you think we about to talk about? Like, you got to pay me for this. It's something going on here that I don't have control over that. Right. I'm just showing you what I'm able to do. Yeah. I don't have control over who watches. Some people, it might fall on dead ears. Nobody might ever watch it, but when you get to that point where people are watching it, that data matters. Like, those analytics matter for sure.
That's good stuff.
Gotta pay attention to that. Don't get too hot. Don't let it discourage you. Yeah. But you still have to pay attention to that, because then you'll know. And this helped me a lot, because with my business, I realized with those analytics, most of my products and stuff, nobody was buying Maven Body from Cleveland. Like, it had, when I had my little sales or whatever, then I see. But most of my stuff was like Texas, Georgia, and those analytics, analytics show me that, like, the people that's clicking to buy are over here. Wow. They're not over here. So that helps, that helped me too. Like, all right, because now I could position myself. Cleveland is cold for most of the year. That's real. So if I have more of a following for people, like more people are interested in me in Houston and Georgia, in warmer cities, I'm not about to start selling sweatshirts.
That's good right there. I'm sorry.
So it's like I paid attention to that, and then that was able to, when I went to shop for my inventory and stuff like that, I was able to be like, nah, because it's 70 all week over here during this season. Over here it's cold. I'm not like I was like, look, this is what I need to do.
Yeah.
And that's how I made my money. I was able to see who was interested. If it was men, if it was women, what was the age groups? You know, who was following me around? What age group is following me in the first place? Because then that helps me figure out what kind of content to put out. I ain't about to be twerking and doing all of that. And my following is women 30 and up. Like they ain't looking for that. Like I ain't got no men on this page. Like so that stuff all kind of collectively helped me figure out how to market. Who am I marketing to? It cut out a lot of small business things that people have to put in a lot of work or take a lot of time to figure out. Like it takes the time to figure out who your demographic is, who is interested in your products and stuff like that. But it's right there in the palm of your hand on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok even now. Like you can literally look and see who is paying attention. What around what age you can gauge. Like, all right, you 40 or whatever the case, and you probably got some kids. All right, so then that's my mommy makeover packages and different things like that. Like it was literally like, oh no. School all over again, taking notes, figuring out what works, figuring out what doesn't work. That's how social media helped me make money. Like I was able to see who was already interested, and then I was able to market in that direction.
You just gave a whole masterclass real quick.
Yeah, you could literally but that's the thing. So many people be pushing those webinars and stuff like that, but they don't really get into what you need to be like, you can make some money off of, and I did it for 10 years. That's the only thing I did. Like I didn't have a real job. Like I had odd jobs. I did insurance for a little bit or whatever, but for the most part, like everything came from me being on the internet, taking pictures of myself and seeing who was interested in those said pictures and going from there. Like that's why now, like I'm like I can figure out like my next phase a little bit easier because I know exactly what to look for now. You know, those are things I didn't think of when it was happening. Like, oh, this is good information. I'm just doing it.
Just doing it, right?
Yeah, but now it's like, okay.
Now the science behind it now.
It's a science behind it, yeah. So you have to figure that out. Have to pay attention to, and then, figuring out who is interested, what they're interested in, and then that's where you can. That take a lot. After figuring out what kind of content you wanna put out there. Yeah. It take out save you a lot of money. I wasted a lot of money trying to put stuff out there, not really knowing, not really paying attention to, people wondering like why ain't nobody liking my stuff? Why ain't nobody watching my stuff? That ain't what they was interested in. Like that's not most of my clients were older working women. They weren't turning up. So when I was just pushing long sleeve back out bodysuits, that wasn't working. That wasn't working out for them. But it's just I guess trial and error.
No, absolutely. Because I know for us, same thing. Like we're like, man, why are we? I remember we first started on YouTube, it was all bad. It really was all that. We're like, we ain't getting no views or whatnot. But then you gotta take into the time you're posting. Like, see, the sad part about it, this is the real, like, I don't think I ever said this on camera. Most of the demographic is not even from Cleveland. That's the sad part about it. You think it'd be people from Cleveland watching this podcast? There's not people from Cleveland watching it. So that goes to show, once again, how workers like yourself coming on give a value, people seeing outside of Cleveland are getting it. So, but you're absolutely right. It is a science to it. But it helps you save time, helps you save energy, helps you save money. Because if you're paying for a ad, like a Facebook ad, not to post it to this demographic because the demographic not gonna see it. So shout out.
And that was the other thing, like paying for those ads, and then they was like figuring out that they was just posted to people that was already following.
Right. There we go. Right, exactly. Right. What other ways?
So then that was another way. So it's like it it didn't make sense until I was just like, oh, they like when I'm acting like a crazy girlfriend. They like when they having relationship problems. Brian and I will be wearing Maven body every day. Every time we do it, like, y'all gonna get it one way or another. Like, y'all gonna get this business information one way or another. I don't care how you get it, as long as you get it.
There you go. So it's all Maven because you like you said, you had your own product line or whatnot. Let's talk about the business behind that, because a lot of people, once again, they just assume it's just like it's easy. Because I know during the pandemic, it would be happening all the time. Like, oh, you need to go to Alibaba, buy this stuff, and you can make $1 million. Like, no, it's not. So let's talk about that.
You're gonna lose before you make anything. Like, that was the biggest thing. But when I started Maven Body, it was Winks by Ashley Renee.
Okay.
And then I just felt like that was a little bit ghetto, the name. And then it was like super pink, and I was like, I didn't just do lashes, so I didn't want to market and close myself off to just that type of audience.
Yeah.
So I was trying to figure out what to do next, but lashes has always been like things like, you know, I always growing up like, oh, you got pretty eyes.
Yeah.
And it's like, so it was like, all right, this is easy marketing tool.
right.
God gave me these marketing tools.
You were using what you had.
Yes.
Yeah, I got you.
Shout out to Players Club, but I used it in a good way.
Well, like, where I know that from? Okay, yeah.
But yeah, so that's where it started, and I decided to do a lash line.
Okay.
And I had bought all of these like products and stuff like that, and I changed the Lash Maven, and I was just pushing the lashes, you know. I wore everything that I sold.
Yeah.
So that helped me a lot, because when I sold hair, I wore it. It was like you see a phase where it's like, all this little girl do is wear weave. That's because I was selling it.
Yeah.
Like that, you know, and wearing it, using it, all of that, so I know like what I'm spending my money on and what I'm trying to get other people to spend their money on.
And I love how you don't sell products that, like you said, you don't wear that you don't use. You know, like, you know, most I know for a fact people who endorse a product they haven't even used.
Haven't even looked at.
Haven't even looked at. They just see the check. Hey, I'll sell it or whatnot.
It's hard for me to lie. It's hard for me to sell BS, so I would rather, you know. And then another thing, because I didn't always do it. Sometimes I was like, yeah, go get your hair done by her.
Yeah.
She did my hair one time. I'm raving about her or whatever. Like, she did one hair, one style. I'm like, oh yeah, I got somebody that can do a silk press. Knowing that she should only be probably doing the sewing, or so she should be, you know.
Yeah.
And then people start coming at me about it.
Yeah.
They wasn't even going to the person they bought from or got the service from. They was just like, oh, because that's your friend, you want to, you know. And I'm just like, that's not my friend.
Right.
It's not my friend. But it's like, when you got your name attached to something, like, people hold you accountable for it too. Yeah, because it's like, girl, we trusted you. Like, why would you send us over here? This was a horrible experience. So that's what made me stop. Like, hold on, I need to really know what I got on, what's going on, because I don't want nobody. I told my clients all the time, I'm not going to tell you to do nothing I'm not going to do, and I'm not going to ask you to spend money on something I don't think you should spend money on. So that part of that, like, being the foundation of my business, being honest with people and stuff like that, that was a big part for me.
Yeah.
That was a big part for
Shout
me.
to you.
Yeah, because I can't. It's too much of a risk.
Yeah.
Because you'll go and refer somebody to something, they have a bad experience. Like, now you can't even trust my word no more, or, you know, I'm not, you know, so, like, because I'm influencing you. So, me personally, like, I don't want to influence nobody to feel like they got slighted. So that just be, you know, my little take on it. I gotta know, like, I gotta test it out. I ain't gonna tell nobody to come pull up, buy some wine, and I drink it, and it had me having a headache for 2 days. Like, you know, so it just, I think it's important. I think everybody should do that.
No, that's
good. They won't. Sometimes it is about the money, but a lot of times, like, you gotta know what you selling to people. Know what you putting out there. Know who you back it up. People be shady too.
Mm-hmm.
People be shady, and you don't know, like they cool with you,
Yeah.
and they did a good job with you, but they don't usually. They did that with you because you the pull up experience, and they know that you reaching all these other people, and it's a big thing.
It's a big thing.
It's a big thing. It happens more.
More a little bit.
Yeah, more than a little bit. People just like really like. They give you a great experience having you raving, and then the next person, they like, this lady was late.
Yeah.
She ain't answered the phone. I was calling and stuff. So yeah, I be testing out everybody, everything. I'm not pushing nothing I ain't wearing. I ain't doing nothing I ain't did.
So you say so these products been tested, the service been tested. So I stand behind it.
Yeah, I stand behind it.
I get the Ashley guarantee.
Yes,
right.
Like when you seen Maven Body, this was products that I was wearing. I was using myself. Because my product line was mostly for women.
Yeah.
You know, if you got a surgery. Or anything, like you want to, you know, make sure your figure is all the way together, shapewear, and these are things that I already personally like am invested in. Like I don't care how small I get, I'm wearing shapewear. I don't care, like, so I was literally, when I'm testing the products out or whatever, like I'm like poking holes in, like, all right, now if I'm in here trying to get in here, like, is it gonna rip up the side? Like, I need to know. So yeah, I need to, you know, like, this is my stuff, this is working, this is, you know, it might not work for you, but you gonna know that I tested it out.
Right. No, that's good stuff. Right?
That's all of that. That was my biggest thing. Like,
that's good.
Not trying to, you know, get over on nobody. Being honest with my clients. Making sure that I was always like trying to put new stuff and whatever was the most convenient. You know, so when it got to like COVID happening or whatever, and curbside, like other places, I'm like, how can I figure out how the Maven Body can do like some curbside or, you know, whatever.
You pivoted.
Yeah, just constantly, you know, paying attention to what's going on and taking that in and trying to navigate through that.
That's good stuff. So let me ask this: what advice would you give to somebody who's just starting out, who wants to be an influencer, or who wants to leverage social media? What advice would you give them if they're just beginning out?
Figure out what kind of influence you want to have.
I'm sorry.
After you figure out what kind of influence that you have, just giving it your all. Give it all. Always give it your all. Always try to figure out how you can grow. You know, like I'm always looking, like, even if it's not like an actual class or something like that, like when I'm not even filming with Brian or whatever the case, like I still try to like get in some type of content or do a skit or something like that just for myself, just so I can constantly like stay on my toes. Don't get comfortable.
I was about to say, you see like a player that, you know what I'm saying, like they play basketball, they'll play in the off season, so they'll never get rusty with it. Okay.
Yeah, so you gotta stay consistent. You gotta always like be on your toes. Don't never like be like, all right, because I feel like I did that at one point where I was just like, oh, I got it. I'm Ashley Renee, like it is what it is. Like it's just up from here. But I wasn't putting in the same work, and I seen that
the difference.
It's, you know, people be paying attention. Like, all right, girl, I was following you for these videos. You ain't posting these videos. Unfollow. Like, there's nothing else that we need to be on here for.
Well, I feel like you was practicing a crazy girlfriend skills. Like you was going around with, you know what I'm saying, doing crazy stuff throughout the day. You know what I'm saying, stay in rhythm and whatnot. That's funny.
No. Sometimes it's the things that I would want to say to a boyfriend. I just don't have the courage to say because I know it's going to go another. If it's not Brian, I might get a different reaction. Okay. Right. It's like, all right, let's wheel it in a little bit.
I'll say that for another skit down the road.
I'll say that for another skit.
Okay, so we talk about the past, talk about the present, talk about the future. What does the future hold for you and everything you got going on?
The future holds for me is consistency and discipline. I really want to just take in, like, solely, I don't have a business anymore. I don't have a product anymore. And I don't have to let that guide what kind of content, so I can, like, open myself up to, because I was me being me, but me being me as a business owner, still having to, have a reputation to, carry myself in a professional light and stuff like that. I didn't want my clients to, because people watch that stuff and they think that that's how you really live or that's how you really are and all of that. So it was hard. Like, all right, I'll do something, but it's like I'm gonna stay in this lane. Now I can venture out there a little bit more, get back into other things that I might have been interested in, but kind of put on the back burner. But the content is coming, whatever it is. It's gonna be content.
I know you Brian Q guy probably got something in the works, you know what I'm saying?
We got so much stuff in the works. We have a vault.
I believe it.
We have a vault of things that we just literally like, we're gonna do this, and this. So yeah, a lot of times it's just really our time.
Cause y'all schedule get hectic or whatnot.
Especially Brian, he owns a business and everything like that. He's traveling, doing his shows, so trying to work around that. We wasn't doing, wasn't nobody popping when we first started. Right. So we had all day to film. Like, all right, I get off at 3. Right. We can film till the sun come up, but now we just gotta, like, work around the schedules and stuff. But yeah, I am in radio and broadcasting now. I've made the career change. So yeah, just doing more of that. That's what I have for the future.
That's good stuff right there. So okay, and now we get into the my favorite part, the stable questions, right?
Okay.
And like I asked you on camera, but I want to ask you on camera now, because you are an example of what happens when you collaborate with others. Like say when you share that spotlight. But unfortunately, our city doesn't have that that stigma or whatnot. How do you feel like we can change the stigma of us not being able to come together?
I feel like we could change the stigma of not coming together, taking the pressure off of ourselves. We personally, like, we overthink, and then we have our perception or, who we are or who we want to be, and sometimes that gives us like an ego.
That's good.
I feel like Cleveland is very ego driven. So that is what kind of prevents us from working together. Cause you might be doing good in your thing, but it's like, oh, I could do that. Like that's usually the energy. Like, oh, such and such down the street. Do it, that, like, all of that kind of like plays a big thing. So I think if everybody just take the pressure off and know that we all trying to get to it, we all trying to be successful and take care of our families and stuff like that, it'll kind of open us up to be more collaborative.
That's good stuff right there. Yeah, that's good. Okay, and this is a question that y'all know. I asking everybody because this question came from watching Nipsey Hussle video. He's talking about what he wanted to accomplish, right? He's talking about legacy he wanted to leave behind. And shout out to him, he accomplished it and then some. What legacy that you want to leave behind as Ashley Renee and everything connected to you, like individually, but then also in business?
That's a good one.
Hey, listen, this is what I do,
That is a good one. Okay, so legacy. Personally, I would say the legacy that I would like to leave behind is, I just always want people to always, when they speak of me, know that I'm a genuine person. Like, authentic. I try to be a woman of my word, so like that's what I want to believe. But like whatever is left of me, I stood on my word. I was a good person, and I took care of who I needed to take care of. That's all that really matters. Like, far as like anything tangible, I just want my legacy to be like about who I was.
That's good.
And, you know, the type of person I was and how I treated people and stuff like that. So that's what I want my legacy to be.
That's
Me
good.
as how I was as a person. And I think that that kind of like is for me in business as well. I think that I just always just want to be genuine, authentic, no matter what I'm doing, whether it's business or not. That's all that I ever want to do. I hope that I have, you know, tons of money.
It's coming.
Tons of money to leave my kids, but other than that, like, she was a woman of her word.
Yeah, good stuff.
She handled her business.
Yeah.
That's all I care about, honestly.
That's good stuff. Because I know, so this is why I love this question, because like when you become a mega mogul, when you see Ashley, Renee, every product everywhere, well, now I'm going to play with the episode. I'm like, she was on the pull up, and when she said it, and she exceeded it, you know what I'm saying? So that's why.
Oh, well, in that case, I'm going to meet Jay-Z. And I'm going to be a host of, like, I don't know. We're going to have a whole new crew of people on the Breakfast Club by the time I get over there.
Yeah, that's up.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna be the next Wendy Williams.
Shout out, that's what I'm talking
That's
about.
gonna be my legacy.
That's good.
Being
Good
a
stuff.
mogul in that industry.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I'm gonna say we can see it in one episode. Part 2, we're gonna be at the Ashley Renee show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. Maybe y'all will. If I get a show, I might be, you know, what Carisha say, the next Black Oprah.
Yeah, no, listen, and that she a perfect example. Once again, what can happen when you put in that consistency, you put in that work. What can happen? So you listen, you don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? So,
I don't know. Whatever it is, it's gonna be genuine and authentic.
There we go. There we go. Time episode. I know I said like 3 episodes title already, but that might be it. And this is, I feel like, the most important question of them all. You have been dropping gems left and right tonight. What are 3 takeaways you want someone to take away from the episode tonight? And could be saying you said tonight or something that you haven't get a chance to say.
Take care of your kids. That's a gem. And take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Absolutely take care of yourself. And you take care of yourself, it's gonna blossom. So all the other things in life. Like once you really like get to loving all yourself for real and taking care of like really putting yourself as a priority, everything else seems to open up. And that's worked for me a lot. Don't stop praying. Don't stop praying. And that's it. That's all I got.
Those are good. Those are all good. They're all good. Okay, so lastly, where can people reach you at? Where can people get you? Where can I learn more about you?
I'm Ashley Renee, all platforms.
All right, and by the way, I had that in the show notes, by the way, you guys. So you can go searching around, by the way.
Yep, Ashley Renee, all platforms.
Yeah. So part 2, we're going to get the Ashley Renee show, you know what I'm saying? Next up for part 2. We really appreciate having you on.
I appreciate y'all for inviting me. I'm doing it.
It's gonna be, hey, listen, I be worried rich out people like, pull up, I don't know who the hell that is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But appreciate you.
No. I'm glad y'all had me pull up.
Yeah. Thank you. So yeah, so listen guys, like I say, we gotta pay some bills, right? September 23rd, we are having the first Black Beer and Wine Festival at Kane Park. 2U Wines is doing their thing. They're having music. They're gonna have a health and wellness check-in. They're gonna have food, lots of food. It's gonna be a great time. So please get your tickets, okay? It's gonna be. We're invited to our cookout. You're invited. You are. Yes, you watching this. You listen to this right now. You're invited. Get your tickets now because they're gonna be selling out pretty soon. And if you want to be a vendor or you want to be a sponsor of Lord Jesus.
Beer and wine.
The key is gonna kill me. Yes, for the festival, please. We'll also have a link for that if you want to become a vendor or sponsor. Okay. Also, guys, Big Titty is going to be hosting our annual dating game. It's going to be a great time. If you are an entrepreneur looking for love, this is a great time to be on the show. We're going to have 3 contestants. we're gonna try to put them together, you know, and they're gonna choose. They don't never see each other. They're gonna be asking questions, and they're gonna choose out of the 3 which one they want.
It's a game show.
Yeah, you want to be on?
Oh my goodness! Now can I come and watch?
Yeah, you can. Yes, you can.
Oh,
Yes, you
I don't
can.
want to be a contestant.
Yeah, okay, I got you. Yes, you please. Why? Because Brian's gonna host it.
Oh yes, I will. Oh, I love stuff like that.
So it's gonna be a good time. So guys, Sweetest Day Weekend, we're gonna be having that at the 4 Bistro. So it's gonna be a good time. And then Brittany.
And then you guys, so actually a week from today, Beauty Told will be launching out. You'll be able to see that on YouTube. Come check your girl out. We're gonna have so many different topics. I'll be spilling the tea, so see y'all there.
So you guys support this Pull Experience. Make sure y'all support Brittany, okay? Guys, we want to especially thank you. Yes, you, the person watching this, the person listening to this, because once again, y'all keep subscribing. Y'all keep showing us that you guys want to hear great stories like Ashley's. You know what I'm saying? So we want to thank you for taking the time out to listen, watch, and support, because it makes it so this makes it worthwhile. So, guys, it's been episode 151. It's been a great one, and we'll see y'all next time. All right? Peace.